Hey there, what is going on, guys? So it's been a little while, but I've been getting some questions about what happened with my BCP process, right? So if you haven't watched my other video, I got caught being a little overweight on a weigh-in for promotion. I had made my semi-annual weigh-in for the Marine Corps, and like I said, a little overweight on, when I say little weight, I mean like 10 pounds overweight of my max for the promotion and whatnot. And so I was put on BCP. So in the order, you have to be on, if I'm not mistaken, you have to be on BCP for, if it's your first time, um, for a mandatory of 6 months. And so throughout that 6 months, they have this paperwork that they make up. Like they plug in numbers, do all that stuff of what your weight is, work out with medical on what is a healthy way to lose weight, or a healthy pound and percentage of body fat to lose in order in the 6 months in order to get you to your goal. So they have like this timeline, right? And for us, we had to work out every morning. It was at 06. It was Monday through Friday. Of course, unless we had like a 72 or a 96 or whatnot. Um, and then we had to weigh in every Tuesday. So they tracked our weight that way. So we had the mandatory workouts, the mandatory weigh-ins, and if any nutrition classes came up, stuff like that. So I was on that for 6 months. Now in the middle of it, so for actually I was broken for 4 months. I was doing a group PT and I had broke my foot. And so like I was actually in a cast and everything like that. And I was broken for 4 months on light duty and whatnot. Had the light duty chits that said, "Hey, can't do this." I was actually on a scooter because, couldn't walk around, and crutch around was kind of bad because if I would have fell or whatnot, and then try to catch myself with the foot, blah blah blah, right? So here I am on a scooter. With that being said, in my particular situation, the goals that they had for me, let's say it was a pound a week, right? Or something like that. Yeah, or whatever it was. Can't remember exactly what it was, but let's say it was a pound a week. So whenever I weigh in, I'm supposed to lose either a pound a week or like a percent a week or whatever it is. And they have this timeline, right? So if you're not meeting that timeline, the command has the option to separate you from the Marine Corps or to decide what they're going to do with you at a 4 month mark. And so if you're kind of far off, they can decide to hold what they call a CRB, which is like a competency review board, where a certain amount of members will be on there. And in the order, it actually states, you know, these are the guidelines of the CRB. This is how it will be held, and blah, 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 right? So they have that option. If you're not making it to that weight wise, they may hold this for you. And this could result in several things depending on why you are not making that way. If it's a medical reason or whatnot, you can have the medical paperwork there. You can have a medical representative there at the CRB if they choose to hold one. They may not. They may just take the medical paperwork and understand that there's a medical reason why. There's a lot of different things that can happen. They can reduce you in rank. And choose to like there's a separation of the Marine Corps. They can choose to do that. So there's multiple things with me because I broke my foot. I was not making progress like they wanted me to. It was obviously a little bit harder for me to PT, and the way that I was eating was still not working for my body. It was just unfortunate, but that's what it was. And so they did decide to hold a review board for me, the CRB. While, mind you, I was still in my cast. So I actually went to this meeting in my cast with these members. The result of it is they were wanting to reduce me in rank, and after they had already stopped my promotion. So PFC, I was supposed to get promoted to Lance Corporal. They stopped that, got non-recommended, and at the CRB, they were wanting to reduce me to private. On top of that, they were discussing as well to separate me from the Marine Corps. Definitely, and mind you, I had been losing weight, So I was still below what I had started at, if that makes sense. So like say that I was 180, right? I was still below the 180. Like I didn't get up, and it's not like I was gaining weight. Like I made sure I didn't go up, but I just wasn't losing enough compared to their goals of what they wanted at the 4 month mark. And so they decided to hold this board, decided that they wanted to reduce me in rank. Now, this is coming from the members that were on the board. It still had to be approved by the CEO, things like that. You have the option to rebuttal this, just like most of everything you can, like 6105s, everything like that. For the most part, you can rebuttal. You have 5 days, if I'm not mistaken, to rebuttal, 5 business days to rebuttal. And so I did, of course. I was like, I obviously have a medical reason for the 2 months so far. I haven't, been able to do this, blah, 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 whatever. And I was like, I'm asking for a continuance or whatnot, because at this time I still only had 2 months left. And on the rest of the 2 months, because you have 6 months, right? They hold the board at 4 months. So the rest of the 2 months, I still would have been in the cast or in a boot. I still would have been light duty. My chip went past the date, right? And so I asked them for a continuance. They didn't want to do the continuance. I had to get legal involved because of a medical, obviously, issue or whatnot. And once I got legal involved, I don't know if things just clicked, like, oh, yes, she is broken or whatnot. I don't know. But I had continued to lose weight. So by the time that legal got involved, we rebutted all this stuff, I dropped more weight, and I was really close to my whatchamacallit, my max. I wasn't too far off. So the because of all the whole COVID thing, BCP got extended at the time. Instead of, I think I was supposed to get off, like my 6 months would have been in August. I think I was supposed to get off, or yeah, in August, and they extended it until September. So I got my boot off in August for my foot. Once I got the cast, I was in a boot, got my boot off, and whatchamacallit. So I started doing a lot, started running a lot, all that stuff. Obviously, slowly, but I started to get back into it. And what I would do is I would honestly just go for a long period of time, but I wouldn't go hard, if that makes sense. So, like, I wasn't running a 7, 8, or 9 minute 3 mile. Like, I may have been taking 11, 12, 13 minutes, but I was going for 3, 4, 5 miles or whatnot. So I was going longer, but not enough pressure to really injure my foot. And by the end of this, I got 2 pounds from my max. So I'm 170, supposed to be 171, and I was 173. So I got 2 pounds. They still had not made a decision on whether they were going to separate me, reduce me in rank, or if they were going to continue. They waited until the time was up, and they were like, "You've made." So what happened is they said that since I had made so much progress since I got my boot off, in that 1 month, they were really impressed, and they extended me. So they put me on an extension, and they gave me another 6 months. But as soon as I made weight in that 6 months, I would be off. And whenever it was, whether it was in the first month, the second month, fourth month, whatever, I would be off, right? So I took the continuance. I did not get reduced in rank, and during that time of the continuance, I did end up making weight, and whatchamacallit, I got off the program. Now, here's also what happened. So you always have to be careful. If you do anything funny, if you're picking up what I'm putting down to make weight, you need to be careful. Because what happened with me, once again, this is all my experience. This is not everybody. This is not every command. This is just my command, my experience, right? I made weight on a Friday. I got off the program. I was with my gunnery sergeant. I always bring a staff NCO with me to ensure that what happened, happened, and what was communicated was communicated. I like to cover my own ass, pretty much. And so we were up there. I weighed in. I made it. So I'm off program. Yes, you're off program. Okay. Do I have to do anything? Do I have to sign anything? No. All right. Once you get off the program, you are then on an 6-month probation period. You have to weigh in for the next 6 months, one time a month. For my command, we have to weigh in at the last Tuesday of every month. So I looked at the calendar and I said, okay, so my next weigh in is at this time on this day. Yes. This is all coming from S3. They're the ones who run the PCP program for us. Okay. I get a call on Tuesday. Hey, I need you to come weigh in. For what? I'm off BCP. No, you have to continue your 6 months even though you made weight. And I was like, that's not what I was told. That's not what we talked about on Friday. Let me get with my gunnery sergeant. Talked with him or whatnot. I actually looked through the order. So if you are on a continuance, like on an extension of a BC program, we found it in the order. As soon as you make weight, you are off. You do not have to go way back in. So if you happen to do some funny stuff and you cannot make it when they call you back in and you fall under this category, they cannot make you go way back in. I may have said that weird, but they can't make you go way in, right? So my gunnery sergeant was like, it's in the order. Here's the order. Blah, blah, blah. She's not coming to weigh in. He was actually fed up with me. I mean, not with me, excuse me, with them about me, because there's a lot more back and forth stuff that did happen that I'm just not going to get into at the moment about this. He was already fed up with the CRB and the way that they handled it, obviously seeing that when I went there, I was broken. I couldn't run, I couldn't swim because I was in a cast, right? Couldn't do squats. They said no, like, lifting of it because where my foot was broke, it was like in the middle of my foot, on the top. It's like what holds all your toes together. I broke like this piece up in here, right? So it needed to heal correctly without surgery. Otherwise I would need surgery and they would put like a steel plate and like glue it all together and screw it in and whatnot. And then I'd really be screwed, right? Technically. Anyway, so he was already fed up and he was like, no, not coming to weigh in. It's in the order. She's done. I get a call the next day saying, hey, come sign your paperwork. You're good to weigh in once a month, like you're supposed to, for the next 6 months. Cool. So, needless to say, long story short, be careful. Always keep copies of all of your records. Make sure you know your Marine Corps order in any situation. This doesn't, about uniforms, about leave, about whatever they come up with. Make sure you know your Marine Corps order because it could save you, is I guess what I'm trying to get at. But that is my BCP experience. I would not recommend it to anybody else. It was definitely hell, getting off of it. Like, it'd be different if it was a program that I feel like that actually taught Marines how to work out, taught Marines how to eat, and was a little bit better. And some commands may be that way. I have heard of other commands, BCP programs, actually be really well. My staff NCO she's a female drill instructor, was a drill instructor, excuse me. She just got back not too long ago. She was on BCP when she was Lance Corporal, and she said that her experience, even though it kind of sucks, but her experience was actually great. It taught her how to work out. It taught her how to eat. It taught her that leadership was there for her and actually helped out. That was not the case in this situation. Even, like I said, legal thought that they were not handling the situation very well, because if you do ever get admin separated from the Marine Corps, you do have a right to legal, and they can come in, get all the documents, get all the research and all that stuff, and they can be there at your separation board. So that's why I did get legal involved, is because no matter what, legal was going to get involved anyway if they chose to separate me from the Marine Corps. I just tried to stop it from the get-go. Now, mind you, after I broke my foot and everything, I still ran a first class CFT and everything. So, like, not even, let's see, I got my boot off in August. October, I turned around and ran a first class CFT. So I may be overweight. I just happen to be that body type. I'm not saying that it is okay, but it is a real thing. And there are a lot of people out there that just have a bigger body type, but they can still do really well. And these videos really are for you, because there's always going to be those ones that don't have a problem with weight, that just say, eat less, do this, but they don't know really what we are eating. You could be eating chicken and broccoli, like not even rice, and still not losing weight, because I've been there. You're not alone. It is possible to still strive in the military. This has not put a bad experience or a bad taste in my mouth with the military or with the Marines. Let me just put that out there. I still love what I do. I still love my people. I still feel a part, because just because this happened to me, that doesn't justify the whole Marine Corps. There are Marines, staff NCOs and above, that thought this was absolutely crazy. Even when I was a couple of pounds away, and at the time, they were still kind of wanting to possibly reduce me in rank, and I had shown so much progress even after being broken. My Master Guns was one of them. So it does not reflect on the whole Marine Corps. There may be some bad experiences. It doesn't necessarily have to always be that way. Now, will I re-enlist? That is a great question. I am not, positive. I am currently in the process of getting promoted. Technically, I am a Lance Corporal per S1, and my pay, I have not got my promotion warrant yet. And I have not waited the 6 months either. So there is that possible feature where if you get off BCP and you are on that 6-month probation period, they may tell you, because I think if you are on the first term, you have to wait at least 3 months and make wait those 3 months in order to get promoted after that. But because I was on extension, once again, kind of fall in the gray area. I made it. I can actually be promoted. I made it before the month. So now I'm able to be promoted. I know it's a little weird, but we had to do a lot of paperwork, and it just didn't get signed off in time to actually get my promotion warrant to get promoted. But I am good to go to get promoted. Like, all my other stuff is good. Now I just have to stay and wait. And so that is my BCP experience, what happened. If you have any questions, please let me know. I'll try my best to get back to you. I know this is a long video. There was just a good bit of information, and I still left a good bit of it out. But there you go. Like I said, does not leave a bad taste in my mouth about the Marine Corps. I still think that the military is a really good idea if you kind of don't know what you're going to do. Of course, there's always college, but you could rack up debt that way. At least this way, you're getting paid. You do get some experience. You do get medical benefits. And then you can go to school for free while you're in. They changed the tuition assistance program to where you don't have to be in 2 years anymore in order to get it. You just have to hit the fleet in order to be eligible for it. And then obviously there has to be enough funds for you available at your command in order to use it. Funds, to my knowledge, have not been denied at my command to use it. So there are those options. It's still a 20-year retirement. Yes, it's a blended, so you don't get like the 50% that you used to, but you get 30%, which is better than nothing, as long as you do your 20, and you still have your TSP, which is like your 401k. So you're putting money into that for 20 years, and then you're also going to get a 30% check at the end. So, I mean, it's really not a bad gig if you can hack it. So, if you have any questions, let me know. I'm going to end this video before it hits 20 minutes. Bye.